I wonder if you can get juice from a potato.
How do we get juice from a potato? I don't think that's quite possible.
My name's Dan Schneider. Cat. How do we get juice from a potato?
Come on! Give up the juice!
All these Dan Schneider allegations are starting to add up. When I was a kid watching these old Nickelodeon shows, these dirty jokes would fly right past my head. But Drake Bell recently came out and exposed the dirty stuff that was going on these Nickelodeon sets in a docu-series, Quiet on the Set, The Dark Side of Kids TV. He also dropped a song exposing more dirty stuff that was going on these sets. Now this doesn't just mean we let Drake Bell off the hook for, being in this docu-series and exposing this guy named Brian Peck, who we're going to talk about later. No, I mean, last Drake Bell was in the news for was, trying to meet up with a 15-year-old girl. Did I say that a little quick? Sorry, just disgusting. Let me say it a little slower for you.
Trying to meet up with a 15-year-old girl.
He was texting a 15-year-old that went to his concert, and you know what I'm saying. He got arrested, all that good stuff. I wouldn't even say it's good stuff. I didn't mean it was good stuff. It's really bad stuff. Also, his ex-girlfriend came out and said that he was abusing her. So, Drake Bell moved to Mexico and changed his name to Drake Campagna and started doing Mexican music, just so he could avoid all that too.
I'm catching feelings that I caught before.
Do they not know in Mexico what he did in America? I guess not. Now, I'm sure you heard me mention Brian Peck earlier in the video, a disgusting guy that was arrested back in 2003 and convicted in 2004 on charges of lewd acts with a child that stemmed from an incident back in 2001. Now, this guy worked on Nickelodeon on a set with Drake Bell, and the John Doe victim in the case was Drake Bell. Now, obviously, I can't show you guys this full documentary or else I will be facing jail time like Drake Bell did. But basically, in this documentary, Drake Bell goes into detail on how Brian Peck would assault him sexually. But you guys know what I mean when I say that. While he was a kid.
I woke up to him. I woke up and he was assaulting me.
And we can't even look at this as allegations with this guy Brian Peck. I mean, he got arrested for this incident. It's just now coming out that the kid he did it with was Drake Bell, which is crazy. And I've always heard about weird stuff going on in Nickelodeon with Dan Schneider on set and all that other stuff. People kind of just look past it, but they don't really look past it because, I mean, they are allegations with Dan Schneider. At the end of the day, he's never been arrested for all the stuff that they've been saying about him. But now that I look at it, I completely believe it.
Why don't you think of the worst stuff that someone can do to somebody as a assault? And that'll answer your question.
When I look at these two, Brian Peck and Dan Schneider, they really give off the vibe of, oh, I can't get women, so let me touch kids. They really just give off that vibe, bro. Just looking at them in the face, their big pizza swollen up faces that they stuff every day. Yeah, I could tell.
Because you are a disgusting fat body, Private Pile!
So he drops a song very recently, I Kind of Relate, by Drake Bell, just exposing the industry he grew up in. Now, I would, play the song for you, but Drake Bell's not going to get a lick of money from this video.
Money!
It starts off as him as a kid, and a director or producer comes, takes his hand, takes him into an RV, the curtain closes, and I guess that's like a symbol for the dirty stuff that was happening to him as a kid on those sets. It also talks about the Mustang crash he got into back in 2005, a very deep music video. I suggest you go watch it yourself and check it out. I'm trying to record this video, but this sunlight just hitting on my face. About 4 spots. You're just gonna have to deal with it for this video. There's a lot of stuff that goes on behind these Hollywood closed doors that we do not know about. And I'm gonna say this here again, I completely believe everything that's coming out of Drake Bell's mouth. I mean, yeah, I feel bad for him. Doesn't make him a better person for him coming out to expose this guy. No, I mean, he's still a piece of shit himself. You gotta remember, he's a lot like Brian Peck himself. They both like little kids.
Oh, here we go again.
And I probably know a lot of people aren't gonna be happy with me saying that right there. I know, listen, I wanna talk to you guys here personally. Listen, we can't just forget what Drake Bell did. He was talking to a minor in a way. You know what I'm saying? And Brian Peck assaulted Drake Bell. That is horrible, nasty, and I feel bad for Drake Bell. And me watching Drake and Josh growing up knowing that happened, that is disgusting. But we cannot forget, Drake Bell is pretty much the same way. This guy was trying to meet up with a minor, bro. We can't forget about that. The minor, the girl, the teen girl was calling him a
monster.
Yes, calling him a monster. Now, if you get called a monster, man, it's not a good thing.
You're a monster!
So yes, it's good Drake Bell came out and exposed Brian Peck, but I cannot let people forget about what Drake Bell did I just hope this isn't one of those things where Drake Bell is trying to come back into the scene, back into America, get his clout back by dropping this song and being on this docu-series, because not a lot of people are talking about him. It seems like some people, not a lot of people, but it seems like some people are starting to forget about what he really did. They're making this like a Drake Bell sob story. So Nez the Classified School Survival Guide, it was another show on Nickelodeon. I used to watch it my damn self. And they have like a podcast now to where they all just talk about like stuff that happened on set and stuff like that. And here's the actors from the show kind of like making jokes about everything that's been happening in the news recently.
Daniel, we told you never to speak about that. Get back in your hole, Daniel, and give me your holes. Sorry, we shouldn't joke
So right there, he's kind of like impersonating Brian Peck and Dan Schneider and them like on set.
about this. We really shouldn't.
Making jokes though.
Why are we doing this?
Because this is about us. Listen, our set was not like that.
It seems like they know about the stuff that goes on. They just said that their set was not like that, which is good for you. That's actually really great.
And
I'm happy you did not get sexually abused as a child.
Oh, it's f***ing awful.
Must be horrible.
The Drake Bell shit, like that's crazy to hear. That is, man. And that never came out, which is really wild. Oh, so y'all were in on it. Oh, God.
Damn.
I'm not talking about this anymore.
You guys probably shouldn't make jokes about, you know, give me your holes when it comes to children and stuff. You probably shouldn't make jokes about it. But
About this anymore.
I've heard worse.
Guys, we can't joke like this. Jesus. Guys, we're sometimes humor helps us move through things, you know?
I feel that. I definitely feel that. You know, humor does help me move through things as well. But yeah, that is concerning. It seems like they really do know about the stuff that was going on, you know, but it didn't happen on their set, they say. You know what I'm saying? You know, a lot of these kids, they hold it in until now, like Drake Bell, you know, he's gonna release it all out. And now that he released it all out, it is shocking. It really is, because they held this all in until he said something. Like the kid was John Doe in court. Like they didn't know who the kid was until now, 20 years later. But it's great now in 2024 that justice is being served. Well, justice was already served when the guy was arrested back in 2003, 2004, served a 15, 16-month sentence. Yeah, he was in jail for a while. Because he's, you know, when you're a piece of you go to jail for a while. My only question is why? Why was it held in for so long? Why didn't the court, the police, just the justice system, why didn't they figure out who the kid was? Isn't that the whole purpose? Why was the kid John Doe in court? You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't you want to know who the kid was, who Brian Peck was doing this to? Wouldn't you want to know who the kid was? Why 20 years later do we know who the kid is now? It just really is weird, but at least everything is solved now and we really know what was going on back in Nickelodeon, back in those prime days. Because television will never be the same like it was back then. And as for Brian Peck, try your hardest to stay away from kids. You too, buddy.